The lobby of Revelous Group felt like the kind of place where truth couldn't survive for long. Everything was glass, cold, flawless, reflecting faces that looked more perfect than they were. Hannah stepped inside with a file pressed to her chest, her heartbeat out of sync with the calm artificial air. She'd worked hard to get here. She should feel proud. But the moment she crossed the lobby, a strange heaviness sat on her shoulders, like the building was watching her. Employees walked fast, spoke softly, and bowed their heads whenever the name CEO was mentioned. Respect. Fear. Something in between. At orientation, Hannah sat quietly while the HR manager smiled too brightly. Here at Revelous, professionalism and loyalty matter above everything. The CEO values discretion. Discretion. A strange word to emphasize. On the wall was a framed portrait of Jae-min Seo, young, handsome, perfect, the kind of face sculpted for business magazines. But his eyes. There was nothing warm in them. Hannah stared longer than she meant to. Even in the photo, his gaze felt like it could see through skin and into secrets you didn't know you had. New analyst, someone whispered beside her. She nodded. You'll see, the person said. This place, it's not what it looks like. A chill crawled up Hannah's spine. She had no idea how true that was. The quiet click of polished shoes echoed through the hallway. Hannah looked up, heart thumping. Jae-min Seo entered, tall, impeccably dressed, moving with a calm authority that made the space feel smaller. His eyes scanned the room briefly, lingering just a fraction too long on her. A shiver ran down her spine. Everyone else seemed oblivious, but Hannah couldn't look away. She reminded herself, he's just a CEO. Yet, something in the subtle curl of his lips hinted at secrets too heavy for anyone else to bear. The next day, Hannah attended her first board meeting. The room smelled of leather and polished wood. Screens displayed crisp presentations, yet all eyes were on Jae-min. He asked questions that seemed oddly personal, names, locations, references Hannah didn't understand. Employees froze. A slight twitch in his jaw made the air thicken. Hannah's stomach churned. She realized the man was playing a game she didn't understand, and her pulse sped with fear and fascination. Hannah wandered the executive hallway and noticed a tall glass cabinet locked with a golden key. Inside were files and metallic objects she couldn't recognize. Nobody seemed to notice it. Even the security guard avoided eye contact. Her fingers grazed the handle, cold metal warning her away. On top, etched faintly, Alien Syndicate. A chill ran through her. She realized this was no ordinary office item, it was a gateway to secrets she wasn't ready to see. One night, Hannah stayed late, finishing reports under the soft glow of her laptop. The office was silent. A faint click echoed. Jae-min emerged from the shadows, phone pressed to his ear. Hannah hid, heart hammering. Elian. No mistakes. I want everyone who doubts me gone before the week ends, he said, his voice flat and chilling. She froze, realizing the CEO she admired was hiding something far darker than she ever imagined. Days later, Hannah rode the elevator alone with Jae-min. He glanced at her, subtle smile touching his lips, calm yet terrifying. Curiosity is dangerous, he said softly. She met his gaze, torn between fear and fascination. In that silent moment, Hannah realized she was staring at a man who lived in two worlds, CEO by day, kingpin by night. And for the first time, she felt both fear and an inexplicable pull toward the darkness he carried. It started as an ordinary evening. Hannah left the office later than usual, clutching her laptop bag. Outside, the streets of Seoul glistened under wet neon lights. A black SUV screeched to a stop in front of her. Masked men emerged, weapons gleaming. Hannah froze. Suddenly, another car skidded beside her, and out stepped Jae-min, calm, commanding, exuding a dangerous authority. The ordinary CEO mask was gone. He barked orders, his movements precise and lethal. Within moments, the attackers were disoriented, retreating under his calculated aggression. Hannah's heart pounded as she watched. This wasn't corporate power, this was survival, mastery over life and death. As the dust settled, Jae-min looked at her. "Are you hurt?" His tone was gentler than she expected, yet carried a weight that made her fear crossing him could cost her more than injury. Jae-min led Hannah through a labyrinth of underground corridors to a hidden safe house. The walls were lined with screens, weapons, and maps. He finally spoke, "I didn't want you to see this. But now you have." Hannah's mind reeled. He wasn't just a CEO. He was the leader of the Alien Syndicate, the shadowy empire she had overheard the name of weeks ago. He confessed. He inherited the syndicate after his father's death. He built Revelous Group as a front to keep the criminal world contained. Leaving it was impossible, survival, power, and law enforcement intertwined. Hannah looked at him, terrified yet fascinated. The polished CEO she had admired was now humanized, broken, and terrifying. Hannah wanted to run. Every instinct screamed danger. But as she looked at him, she saw loneliness behind the power. You saved me," she whispered. He shook his head. "I did what I had to. For you, for myself." The air between them shifted. Fear mixed with curiosity, fascination with danger. Hannah realized she was staring at a man who had lived in the shadows his whole life, who trusted no one, except her. For a brief moment, the polished CEO, the feared kingpin, and the broken human overlapped. Hannah felt both drawn to him and repelled. He led her to a window overlooking the city. Neon lights reflected in his eyes. "I am Jae-min Seo to the world," he said softly, but in the darkness. "I am something else. Something people fear. Something I never wanted to be." Hannah's hands trembled. I don't know if I can accept this," she admitted. He looked at her, raw honesty breaking the CEO mask. "You don't have to accept it. But I need you to understand, loving me means seeing every part of me, the good and the terrifying." The city below glittered like 1,000 lies, and Hannah realized, she couldn't turn away, even if she wanted to. Days passed in the safe house. Hannah watched Jae-min train, command, and plan with ruthless efficiency. Every order he gave, every calculated move, reminded her that love here was entwined with fear. One night, she asked the question she couldn't suppress, "How many people have you hurt?" His silence lasted longer than any words could. Then he finally spoke, voice low and trembling, "Too many. More than I can count. And if you stay, it might touch you too." Hannah realized she was standing at the edge of something terrifying, love and morality colliding, trust against survival. Late that night, Hannah and Jae-min sat in silence. The weight of shared secrets hung between them. "I don't know if I can love you, and not hate what you are," she whispered. He reached for her hand, hesitating. "You won't. Because love isn't about choosing the good or bad. It's about choosing me, even when it's terrifying." For the first time, Hannah understood, fear and attraction could coexist. And she felt the pull toward a darkness she was warned to avoid, yet couldn't resist. Hannah returned to the office under Jae-min's orders, pretending nothing had changed. But something was wrong. Whispers followed her. Strange glances. A chilling silence each time she entered a room. Then she saw it, a man slipping confidential files into his jacket, files labeled Alien. Their eyes met. His expression twisted into a smirk. "You're his weakness," he whispered. "And weaknesses are meant to be used." Before she could react, two men grabbed her from behind. A cloth covered her mouth. The world blurred into darkness. The traitor inside the company had been watching her longer than she knew, and tonight, she was the bait. Hannah awoke tied to a metal chair, her wrists burning. A warehouse. Cold. Echoing. Rain hammered the rooftop like fists. The traitor stepped into the light. Co built a kingdom of fear. And tonight, it falls. He lifted her chin, eyes glinting with cruelty. He'll come for you. And when he does, I'll use you to destroy him. Footsteps echoed outside. Hannah's breath caught. Hope, or fear, she couldn't tell. When Jae-min found out she was taken, something inside him snapped. He entered the tactical room, eyes colder than steel. Find her, he said. Now. I don't care what it costs. His men exchanged uneasy glances. They had seen him angry, ruthless, unforgiving. But this was different. This was a man who had something to lose. As the team prepared to move, Jae-min locked himself in his office for a moment. His hands trembled. He whispered into the silent room, "She trusted me. I can't let her die for my sins." His reflection stared back, CEO, kingpin, monster, lover. Tonight, he would be all of them. The warehouse door exploded open. Gunfire lit the darkness. Jae-min moved like a force of nature, precise, ruthless, unstoppable. Hannah flinched as bullets cracked overhead. The traitor grabbed her, dragging her toward the exit. "I told you," he growled. "You're the end of him." But Jae-min reached them first. A gunshot split the air. The traitor fell. The world went silent. Jae-min dropped to his knees beside Hannah, hands shaking as he untied her ropes. His eyes, usually unreadable, were filled with something raw. Don't scare me like that again," he whispered. Outside in the rain, Hannah clung to him. "You shouldn't have come," she whispered. Jae-min cupped her face, rain streaking down their skin like tears neither wanted to admit. "I will always come for you." His voice broke. The kingpin mask shattered. "I've killed. I've lied. I've lived in darkness. But losing you..." His voice faltered. "That would destroy me more than any bullet." Hannah felt her chest tighten. She had feared him, hated the secrets, doubted the morality, but now, she saw the man who had never allowed himself to feel anything, until her. And for the first time, she held him without fear. Later, in the safety of the car, Hannah sat wrapped in a blanket. Jae-min watched her quietly. "You can walk away," he said softly. "I won't stop you. You've seen who I really am." Hannah looked at him, at the man who lived between two worlds. The world of power and the world of pain. The man who saved her. The man who terrified her. The man who loved her in silence. She took his hand. "I'm not staying because I'm not afraid," she whispered. "I'm staying because I choose you. Even in the dark." His breath caught, a rare moment of vulnerability breaking through the armor. Jae-min leaned back, eyes closing as relief washed over him. The darkness wasn't gone. The danger wasn't over. But tonight, for the first time, he wasn't alone in it. They drove off into the glowing soul night, CEO by day, kingpin by night, and now, a woman who could walk beside him in both worlds.